Coming up on First at 4, another high-profile candidate announces she is running for governor next year. And Kentucky's two largest public school systems send flood relief donations to Knott County.
Plus, we're bringing a temporary end to the showers and storms as we speak. The latest on the nicest day this week coming up as Mountain News First at 4 starts right now.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYNT Mountain News First at 4.
Good afternoon, I'm Steve Hensley. First at 4, another high-profile candidate is in the race for Kentucky governor. As expected, former U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations, Kelly Craft, says she is running for governor. She joins a growing field that is extremely crowded for next year's primary. WYNT's Phil Pendleton has more on the announcement from the state capitol.
Kelly Craft launched her campaign today. She began airing a video that talks about her Kentucky roots and what her leadership will mean for the people of Kentucky.
That here in Kentucky, our best days are ahead of us.
Craft joins the state auditor, attorney general, and agriculture commissioner in the field that's growing. There's also a state lawmaker, an attorney from northern Kentucky, and others who have filed to run for the seat. The Kentucky Registry of Election Finance lists 11 candidates for next May's primary. All of them will face each other, and the winner than likely Andy Beshear in November of 2023.
I'd say that right now elections aren't that important when there are so many people still suffering in the East and rebuilding in the West, and when we've got an opportunity to be the generations that change everything in terms of new jobs and opportunity for our children. That's just a whole lot more important to us than any election.
Daniel Cameron has also launched a new video that basically says that his leadership makes him the only one that can beat Andy Beshear. And Mike Harmon told me over the phone that this crowded field actually benefits him because he says he is the most experienced. In Frankfort, Phil Pendleton, now back to you.
In response to Kelly Craft's announcement, the Kentucky Democratic Party released a statement today that said, in part, Kentuckians want a leader who will live here, work here, and who is not another Matt Bevin. Now, one of the other Republicans running for governor, State Auditor Mike Harmon, is my guest Monday night on Issues and Answers.
First look at an improving forecast on this Wednesday afternoon. Yeah, we've still got some clouds around the area, but we're also ushering in some drier air as we head into the nighttime hours tonight. Here's a look at the tarmac at London Corbin Airport. Somebody's hopping out of that plane right now at a temperature of 78, so rather comfortable. And again, more clouds than sun at times, but we'll continue to clear those clouds out through tonight. Temperatures around the region, middle and upper 70s. Yeah, it feels pretty nice outside, but that's also because we've got the clouds in place. Dew points dropping. We were near 70 yesterday, now in the upper 50s and low 60s, so we are filtering in drier air for now. Pinpoint Doppler's a clean sweep out there. Nothing we have to worry about outside of maybe a few sprinkles. I caught a sprinkle for about 2 seconds on my way into work a few hours ago. Literally 2 seconds. It was about 10 drops of rain on my windshield. So not much expected as we head into tonight. You see that front clearing the area. Last of the showers working with it. It'll take a little while longer for those clouds to move out, but we should be in pretty good shape as we head through tonight. So keep that First Alert weather app handy as we run through the nighttime hours. You'll see a decrease in the temperature, decrease in the cloud cover, but one thing we have to watch as we drop to near 60 tonight is an increase in the patchy fog. Details on that coming up in a few minutes. Steve?
Evan, thank you. Students and staff at Robinson Elementary and Buckhorn kicked off the school year yesterday at the old A.B. Combs Elementary. And today the schools were given a donation that organizers hope will help this arrangement feel a little more like home for students. PJ Operations, also known as Papa John's Pizza, partnered with the MAP Foundation of Lexington to donate $20,000 to Perry County schools. This money will help buy playground equipment for the kids of Robinson Elementary and Buckhorn.
So I'm getting much more out of it than they are, quite frankly. It's what you should do. I mean, we've been fortunate and blessed in a lot of ways in business and our personal lives. And I think the right thing to do is to give back and to help people. And give them a hand up, not a handout.
Perry County Schools has a $40,000 goal to help purchase playground equipment. If you are interested in helping, you can call the Perry County Schools Board of Education. Yesterday, we told you about how 2 of the largest school districts in the state are giving back to one Eastern Kentucky school district. WYMT's Dakota Makris is in Knott County, where donations from those 2 districts were dropped off earlier today.
Fayette County Public Schools partnered with Jefferson County Public Schools to bring in donations of desks, chairs, and tables to Heineman Elementary School. Matt Daly with Emergency Disaster Services tells me Fayette County Schools asked him if EDS could help get donations of classroom furniture to Heineman Elementary. He says the answer was an immediate yes. Jefferson County Schools also joined in. Supplies from Jefferson County were loaded up in Lexington this morning and made their way to the school along with those donations from Fayette County.
It's our second home, it's our family, so to be able to come back together brings us such joy. And so in moments like today, seeing these pieces that we need to come back together brings us all so much happiness.
Bardstown Independent Schools also brought in donations today. The district donated 500 desks and 40 desktop computers. In Knott County, I'm Dakota Makris, WYMT Mountain News.
Principal Brandy Sims says they are counting down the days until students head back to school. Knott County students are set to return on September 19th. We are learning some new details about the car accident that eventually claimed the life of actress Heche. The fire department says the fire and smoke were so heavy she was trapped inside a burning car for at least 30 minutes before they could get her out. It all happened after Heche crashed into a house in Los Angeles last month. She died days later when she was taken off life support. In a return to tradition, former President Barack Obama and Michelle Obama visited the White House for the unveiling of their official portraits. CBS's Skylar Henry reports on the historic occasion.
The Obamas arrived to a huge welcome at the White House, invited by President Biden and the First Lady for the unveiling of their official portraits.
When future generations walk these halls and look up at these portraits, I hope they get a better, honest sense of who Michelle and I were.
The ceremony was also a coming home for the former first couple. The former president has only visited the White House on one other occasion since the end of his administration in 2017. For Ms. Obama, it was her first time back.
What we are seeing is a reminder that there's a place for everyone in this country. That is what this country is about.
The portrait unveiling marked a return to a tradition that transcended party politics for decades, until that stopped during the Trump administration. Past ceremonies have brought memorable and lighthearted moments, as when the Obamas hosted George and Laura Bush.
I am pleased that my portrait brings an interesting symmetry to the White House collection. It now starts and ends with a George W.
The Obamas chose their artists, Robert McCurdy and Sharon Sprung, both portraits painted entirely from photographs.
You'll note that he refused to hide any of my gray hairs, refused my request to make my ears smaller. He also talked me out of wearing a tan suit, by the way.
A pair of earlier portraits were unveiled in 2018 and installed in the Smithsonian's National Portrait Gallery. These newer artworks will live here in the White House, a reminder of the Obamas chapter in the American story. Skylar Henry, CBS News, the White House.
Well, President Joe Biden has a big goal: cut cancer deaths in half during the next 25 years. It's called the Cancer Moonshot Initiative. He'll talk about where the efforts are in Boston coming up on Monday, and that's quite fitting considering that's the 60th anniversary of President John F. Kennedy's famous "We Choose to Go to the Moon" speech. The speech is expected to draw parallels between the push to land on the moon and President Biden's own quote, "Vision for another American moonshot, a future where we end cancer as we know it." The cancer cabinet he put together has laid out 5 key priorities, including closing the screening gap, understanding and addressing environmental exposure, decreasing the impact of preventable cancers, bringing cutting-edge research to patients and communities, and supporting patients and caregivers. Cancer is the second highest cause of death in the country. Lawyers for Elon Musk and Twitter were clashing in court yesterday. They appeared before a judge to discuss the $44 billion acquisition deal Musk is trying to terminate. The trial is set to start October 17th. A judge denied Musk's team's request to push it back. The legal maneuver came after Twitter's former security head, Peter Zatko, accused the platform of violating security orders. He also said Twitter misled the public about the prevalence of bots and spam accounts. Twitter has denied those claims, calling Zatko a disgruntled former employee. Coming up on First at 4, the death toll continues to climb in the wake of a typhoon.
Plus, a bit of drier weather working into the region as we head through the next couple of days. The timing breakdown coming up after this.
The COVID-19 virus has changed the way we work, live, and play. COVID-19 vaccination is our shot at a